Hi, Internet. It's me, Carl, and I'm here with my good friend, Nikki.
Hello.
Say hi, Nikki. And you're with your baby maybe on a table right now.
Yes,
Baby's
she's
off screen.
oh, there she is.
Okay. When you said on a table, you didn't mean on. You just meant she's in a contraption on a table.
Yeah. That's safe, right?
That's much safer. I'm going to hit live on Facebook Live, and then we will be live on Facebook Live. There she is. I saw your baby again
Oh.
with tape delay.
Ah.
Welcome to the internet, everybody. We're talking about you and your motherhood.
Yes, again. Are
And
you sick of it?
and no, are you sick of it? Is the better question.
I don't know what the right answer is.
We're wanting to talk about preparation, and I think maybe the other part of preparation is like dealing with unexpectedness. And I'm dealing with my own unexpectedness. We're getting new pipes put in to our place right now. So if a worker man comes walking in and saying that he accidentally cut the power, then you'll know that that's what's happening. Or sawdust starts raining down on me.
At least it wouldn't be water, right?
It might be water. It very well might be water. So this could be
Uh-oh.
the most dangerous get vocal yet. But yeah, we were wanting to talk about. So you were alluding to in the first get vocal that we did of all the world of knowledge that there is of motherhood.
Yeah, there's a lot out there. Too much.
But there's sort of unsolicited advice, or semi woo level of like professionalism and expertise that people are delivering, but then there's actual good information.
Yes.
What was some of the stuff that you did prior to birthing young baby Natalie that you feel was helpful and actually like got you on path to success of where you are now?
Yeah. Let's see. There was a lot of different realms of baby prep. There was some his and hers books. Like I had a book and I bought Zach a book. I don't know if you read it. He'll have to tell you.
Chapter 1, do not kill your baby. Keep the baby alive.
Basically, that's what they should be called. Like, I think I read a Mayo Clinic book, which I feel like is a reputable source. I thought that was a good choice. And that kind of gave a general overview about a lot of topics. And Zach had a book with some illustrations about how not to kill your baby, pretty much. So far, she's still alive, so I think we're doing good. And I think books were helpful. We took a class. There's like a billion classes you can take. We took a class on first aid and CPR, again, how not to kill your baby. But you can take a class on like how to have a baby in different ways, how to feed a baby.
Exotic, different water births, or listen out in the forest, listening to music or something.
Right. And I mean, I think another big part of baby prep that you hear a lot is like, what's your birth plan? Like, what are you going to do? And I had a few friends who had babies before me, and none of them really had a birth plan that went the way they were expecting. So my plan was kind of to wing it and have no plan.
What does that mean? I mean, I've heard the term birth plan before, probably from some sort of movie about floozy young rock and rollers ending up with a baby now all of a sudden. Maybe something Seth Rogen-y, I would imagine.
Right.
What is
a one-night stand baby?
Yeah. What is the concept of a birth plan?
Well, I think a birth plan typically is like if you want to have your baby at home, possibly in the kitchen, you never know, in a bathtub, in a birth center, in a hospital. Do you want to use pain relieving drugs? Yes, you do. I mean, it's your choice. So basically you just plan on where you're going to have your baby, what kind of medical interventions you want, if any, and I'm sure I'm missing other things, but that's because my plan was get the baby out in a healthy, safe way by any means necessary.
You took the Die Hard approach. You took the not Die Hard approach.
No.
You took the Live Hard approach.
Yes, live hard.
Hella ruthless.
Live hard approach.
Was this all stuff that you gleaned from these books?
Yeah. Sometimes. I mean, you get a little bit from books. You get a lot from your healthcare provider, which is another baby prep that you would do, whether you want to go to an OBGYN, if you want to have a midwife, if you want to, I don't know the other choices. I forgot.
Doula?
Oh yeah, a doula. You can have
Doula's
a doula in the hospital. See, you know more than me. I've lost a lot of this information.
Well, you only need it once or in the moment, and then it's not super relevant until baby number 2 through X comes along.
Yeah, you definitely have a lot of considerations for the birth plans. I got a lot of weird looks for the wing it approach, but it worked out, so it's fine.
How did they do it way back when?
Right, I'm pretty sure they winged it. Like, they didn't have a lot of choices, so they did what works. Bite the bullet.
And so it seems like it's just like a intense checklist, or like a choose your own destiny story, where if you want to go down a path, it will lead you to 10 other paths. But if you don't go down it, then you never really need to address some of those things. Yeah,
definitely. And the thing about them is, like, your baby kind of has his or her own plan. And so, like, you can do all of the planning in the world, and it might be like, oh, just kidding. Your baby says, no, thanks. I can't come out because the cord's wrapped around me 100 times and now you need to have a C-section. And you were planning on a natural birth without any medical intervention. So, you know,
I was going to say it's a metaphor for life, but it's not even a metaphor. It's just is literal life. It's how life seems to work. You want to set things up in a very orderly fashion, but then natural effects and mechanisms come into play. And is that a frustrating process for you to, or I guess if you're coming at it from a loosey-goosey freewheeling standpoint, like you're like, whatever happens will happen, and you just kind of roll with it.
Kind of. I think in all other aspects of my life, I'm like an over planner. I like to know what's going to happen. I like to go through kind of all scenarios in my head, and I like to know, like, make sure my T's are crossed, my I's are dotted. But for some reason, when it came to having a baby, I just decided I was going to choose a doctor that I liked and kind of make sure that, and trust them to make sound medical decisions and listen to me if I said I needed an epidural, and so on and so on. But so birth plans are a big part of baby prep, and choosing your medical provider, et cetera, et cetera.
How much of the actual, like, doctor choosing did you go through? Because I imagine, like you said, like, this is going to be someone that you, in theory, are going to be working really close with. Do you, like, interview or shop around, or do you talk to multiple people until you find someone that doesn't seem like a weirdo, or someone that you feel comfortable enough with?
Yeah, that was definitely kind of a weird experience, because everything you read says, like, yeah, interview medical providers, but I didn't really know how to schedule an interview with the doctor. Like, do you just call the office and be like, hey, I want to talk to your best doctor. I have a few questions for them. Can you put them on the phone? Like, that's not really how the doctors operate. So I actually ended up just, a lot of doctors have, like, profiles online now, and you can watch their little, like, video snippets. And I was like, she looks nice. Schedule.
I just realized my next creative venture is to solicit doctors and make their little teaser videos for them. I think that actually might be a worthwhile route to go down.
I think it would, because, I mean, the profiles were kind of dry. They need a little pizzazz.
Oh, I don't doubt that they could be dry.
Yeah.
So you did a decent amount of prep.
Yeah.
But then also left yourself open to chance and the sort of what have you nature of having the child. How have your expectations matched with the prep that you did?
They I mean, honestly, you can do all the prep in the world. You can take every single class, you can read every single book, but still, like, once the baby arrives, you're kind of like, WTF am I doing? Like, you don't really know until you experience it. So I kind of feel like the prep is good, and it's good to be aware of all of the possibilities and all of the options you have when having a baby, and for all of the, not to mention the equipment that you may purchase. But I think, yeah, you don't know until you experience it. I mean, you probably see a bunch of baby gear, and a lot of it is unnecessary. But
what do you do? Just sort of trial and error? Do you just try something out, or do you succumb to the marketing?
I think I really wish that there was like this place. I don't know if I'm giving away some sort of business idea, but I really feel like there should be a store, or I don't know, like a gym where you can bring your baby and test out a bunch of different swings and seats and pacifiers. We have 1,000 different pacifiers. She takes 0. We have 1,000 different types of bottles. She takes 1. So it really, like, it would be great if there was a place where you could try everything. Like, we have a swing and she could take it or leave it. So honestly, I think another thing to do would be to not really buy a lot of things or register for a lot of things until you kind of get to know your baby a little bit more. But I know for a first baby, that's scary, and you want to be able to have everything at home that you could possibly need.
Which is how it goes with children anyway, right? Like,
yes.
first baby's terribly important, and then 2 through whatever other number.
You just like set them on the ground and say, "Strive, figure it out, crawl."
That is an interesting idea. Yeah, like it doesn't sound terribly hygienic, but yeah, if you could get all these babies in a little like tester, like a crash test dummy-esque environment where you try a little here, or like Goldilocks. Okay, this one's too hard, this one's too soft, this one's right in the middle.
Yes.
You just have them dial in on their own little like special things that they like.
Yeah, and I think that would be a really good idea. I think that nothing like that exists, probably because babies are dirty, and they're not dirty, but like they might have different bacteria. They could get each other sick, and that would be sad because they put a lot of things in their mouth. So I understand why that doesn't exist, but it would be nice. But I want to say my biggest piece of baby prep advice is that you really need to, before you have a baby, take time to enjoy your partner and enjoy your life and enjoy your freedom when it's just the 2 of you, because you're not going to have that again. So, if you and Lizzie are considering babies, enjoy each other now, because it's never going to be like that again. Ever.
That sounds like a threat.
It's kind of is, but having a kid is beautiful. Our life is different and beautiful in a different way, but like we can't just pick up and go on a vacation anymore.
But that's not even true. You're taking the baby to the cabin this weekend.
Yes, but I'm nervous about it. Like, you're supposed to be excited about a vacation. You're not supposed to be nervous about all of the things you need to bring and all of the things you could be forgetting. And is she going to sleep? Am I going to ruin everybody else's vacation? New considerations that we have now.
People will sleep. They're going to get drunk enough to, it's more of a pass out than a sleep, but
yes, hopefully. I mean, not me, of course, but other people can. I have responsibilities.
Take us on home. Take us out.
I will.
With 30 seconds.
I have a few closing thoughts from Zach, because I asked him, I wanted to get some father perspective on baby prep. He says that costumes, he calls baby clothes costumes, that they're unnecessary. And he says that babies like ambient noise, so she'd probably be a big fan of Everson Pines. So go to sleep to Everson Pines as a baby for sweet dreams. Thank you, Carl. It's been a pleasure.
Some people say our music does sound like white noise. Thank you, Nikki, for being here. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.